Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising to my brothers and my sisters, kings and queens, God and goddesses in the full corner of this beautiful planet that we call Mother Earth. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Ocean of Truth with your host, Rabenu, and today I'll be having another interesting topic. And the topic today will be from naive to awakening, breaking the witch's evil grip. Yes, that's today's topic. And while we are at it, don't forget, like and share, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Ocean of Truth, drop a comment, list where you're from, where you're dropping a comment. Keep it civilized, because any uncivilized comments will not be tolerated and will get blocked immediately. So let's get into it. My people, from naive to awakening, breaking the witch's evil grip. Let's get into it. Naive. When we hear about naive, like when you hear naive, what is the definition of, what's the meaning of a naive person? To be naive is someone who lacks experience, wisdom, and judgment, often leading to innocent or overly trusting behavior. That's the meaning of naive. When you hear awakening, what's the meaning of awakening? Awakening is an act of waking up from sleep, or a moment of becoming suddenly aware of something. So just tell to the viewers, I just share what's the meaning of naive and what's the meaning of awakening. Let's go a little step further. What is the meaning of grip? Grip. What's the meaning of grip? Grip means to keep a firm hold. To keep a firm hold. Or effective control over something. You hear it? The meaning of grip? Effective control over something. To the audience, to the viewers, let me start off by saying that truth separates light from darkness. And as light bearer, as someone standing for truth, as someone, when my mouth open, I go and speak truth at all times. Let me don't be naive. And again, what's the meaning of naive? Somebody who lacks experience and lack wisdom. And I always say, for our viewers and fans who following Ocean of Truth, Rabenu, y'all know that I always say, all and everything what I'm saying here, or if I'm even going to talk about a story, is based on true stories, no facts, no fiction. So that's how we could highlight the evilness, and we could also expose the evilness, and highlight and identify the different characters in different ways because of my experience. I'm not a naive person because I have experience, you see? So truth separates light from darkness. So we need to speak truth, put devil shame, right? And I remember once upon a time, I also was naive. I wasn't always awakened like how I is now. Like I'm awoken now, but I wasn't always like this. I was also naive. And I want to share this to my viewers and fans, right? Because I learned a hard lesson of being naive. And I always used to think that everybody was good, or I always was like a person, I always wanted to be kind and good to everybody, and especially like love. Like any girl I'll meet or anything, I'll just like fall in love without discernment and certain type of things. Whereas being spiritual now, you know, to love without discernment becomes bondage. I mean, if you love somebody without even discerning who they be, most likely after you're going to see the fruits of that. And I experienced that. Yes, my second baby mother. I experienced that. And fam, my brothers and my sisters, kings and queens, God and goddesses, let me tell y'all something. Evilness is real. The evil entities is real. Witches is real, good and bad. Wizards is real, good and bad. Warlocks, all kind of stuff. Vampires, leeches, parasites. Hey, they got a lot. But I'm highlighting the evil grip what some of the witches have on us. Because the witches, I don't highlight them who they is, you know. There's our family, there's our grandmothers, they're in our families, they're close to us, they're not outside, they're close to us, they're in our circles. They is the witches. And now, a lot of them have an evil grip over a lot of our lives. And you know why? I want to highlight why. Because they self know we have a great destiny. They self know our divine purpose here on earth is really great. So by all means necessary, they don't get the assignment in the which COVID, to destroy your life. You understand? To come and destroy your life. Come and destroy your life and destroy anything what you seems to be doing, because what it's all going about is to stop you in your tracks. And it's always to keep you on one level, because they don't want you to evolve and they don't want you to grow. So I'm going to dive into a couple of things, how some witches, in the different type of things, how they does be playing with our spirits. And in those things where they're playing, is days where they got an evil grip on some of our lives. And I'll be highlighting how we need to break free from certain things too. Okay. Now, these evil entities and witches and forces, right? What I'm talking about. These demonic forces. These forces is not like an external force, like outside of us running around with horns and red like a monster. No. These things hiding in people. And most likely, people who we love. They're hiding in. What is the main purpose of these entities? To influence, to manipulate, and most of all, to destroy you by all means necessary. Because divinity rules with you. When they watch you, they're just seeing light, they're seeing that aura, they're just seeing divinity role where you come from the divine lineage. So their assignment is to break you, to stop your progress, and if they could get that chance, it will even kill you. Most definitely. So we have to know, right? What is these evil people main purpose? You might ask, what is these people main purpose? Because the evil forces in them, they're here to influence negativity, to manipulate negatively, and then it leads to what? Destruction. To destroy the spiritual beings and destroy the people who have great destinies and great divine purpose here on earth. But the evil people purpose mainly is deception. The main purpose of an evil person is just deception. And they come in all shapes, size, and forms. So we have to know that. The meaning of deception is, I even have to look that one up, is an action of deceiving someone. So I tell you, what is the purpose of an evil person? The sole purpose is is to deceive people. Let me just summarize it up fast. It's to deceive people. These evil entities, evil witches and forces, they don't directly attack you. They study you. They send monitoring spirits. They know exactly who you be. They know these entities, the shape shift. They come in human form. They could smell. They got intellect. They could sing. They could talk. They have talent. There's a lot of stuff. It goes deep. And they don't attack you directly. They study you because they'll be monitoring you. Yeah, we call them monitor spirits. Monetizing spirits. They monitor you. Yeah, that's why you got to be on your game 24/7. Can't let your shield down. And now, these evil forces, they don't really attack you one time, you know. They don't attack you like immediately, I mean. They don't attack you directly, I mean. What they do is they study you. And then when they study you, they look for the weakness and the weak portals to come through the people who is around you. Whether it's through your family, your friends, or your co-workers, right? We all have to know the dangerous enemy out here is not the one that attacks from the outside. No, that ain't a dangerous enemy. No, but those that lives inside your circle, they're the ones you need to be watching. I said it in a shot today. The ones where you think ain't doing, they been doing. Yes, so stay with me on this one. So we all gotta realize and don't be naive again. Because when you're naive, you lack experience, you lack wisdom, you lack judgment, and you will make bad choices. And you will get hurt. So don't be naive. Yeah. Dangerous enemies, they live in your circle. That's why we always have to be watching our circle. And most people say that's why my circle's small. If you ever hear anybody say, I got a small circle and this and that, well, this is where it comes from, right? And you have to know other one too, that to identify a witch grip over your life. To identify that, hey, you might ask, so I better know, how will I know that a witch have my spirit in a grip, have my life in a grip? You need first to study and learn how to discern, spiritually discernment. You need to learn that. When it comes to fasting, cleansing yourself, fasting, and cutting down a couple food, because food does kill a lot of vibes. Maybe talking to see visions and discern for your pineal gland and stuff. A lot of the foods are full of toxins and sugars and all kind of things. So in a way, if you're eating that kind of way, like your diet is cut down, less sugar, fasting, keeping it on a balance, a lot of water. So your brain needs a lot of water, training your body, exercising, keeping yourself up to date, you know, and staying on a high frequency does always make you, for sure, I'm talking for me, does always make me be spiritually high in discernment, right? Because we need that. That's our tool, our weapon. It's not something that to get emotional over, but it's our tool and weapon to see things before people see things what people don't see, and see things to keep you steps ahead, whereas you can protect yourself and shield yourself. Okay. Now, we have to learn about discerning people's spirits, who's coming around us. The problem what we have, a lot of us, is too emotionally attached to people. That was my problem. Even when I could see that my second child mother, she was a witch, being led by witch spirits, some evil witch spirit, hijack her spirit long time. When I met her, she was just acting. And as the years went by, you know, I discovered that she's being hijacked by a real evil jinn spirit because she's half Turkish, half Dutch. So I look a little Arab. So I was like, most likely she have to be something with a jinn spirit or someone of them crazy, evil Arab spirits who hijack a spirit or being led by a witch spirit, Jezebel spirit, because her name is Lila. Yeah. So yeah, and then it's just like in the Bible when like Samson, Delilah. Like okay, I get you where I'm coming from. So like it's only after a while I could have realized that hey, she is really being led by a witch spirit, right? Could have only realized that after, because how I could have realized that the way how I was so emotionally attached to this person. You know what I mean? And this person himself like born where I born, and she himself come out of the community where I come out of, and she himself come out of the culture I come out of the culture of. And I just got so emotionally attached to her. But why do you think that has happened? Because right there in that emotion, attachment, is there's where they're striving, you know. Because guess what? Whoever have your heart has access to your spirit. You understand? And who have control over your spirit, you understand, can either make you or break you. So let me go back again and let me say it over again. I was so emotionally attached to this person, but in the attachment is there where the evil forces weaken me and put me through a whole heap of problems and stress in my life. Because why? I give my heart to a wrong person. And whoever you give your heart to, you better make sure is a good person on your same ideology, frequency, and vibration. Because it will be a problem. Because they got access to your spirit. So make sure what your spirit on, this also on too. Or else it will be a problem. This is a real life story. It happened to me. Even though I was strong, it was just like that Bible story, Samson. Even though you were how strong you is, I fell on my face. But I'm proud to say that I dusted all off and I got up and reborn. Died a couple of times, probably 6, 7 times. And I'm just evolving, strengthening my skin and just continue evolving. So I'm thankful for that for sure. You know what I mean? So we have to know that the person who we give our heart to, they have to be a good person because they have access to our spirit. You know what I mean? And they have to be good because we want to be what? Building, making up, building up. We want to be breaking down and those type of things, right? So we need to be spiritually discerning these things. And that is why if we high in the spirit, because you know if you're high in the spirit, you're gonna be high in discernment. And for sure you're not gonna be making these type of bad choices which will lead you to be in pain or hurt in your life. So this I done said it already, like love without discernment becomes bondage. That happened to me. Because I wasn't discerning, I was lusting. And after when you was looking for the real essence in a relationship, well, you couldn't find it there. So what you think it becomes? It becomes bondage, heaviness on the shoulders, waking up every morning just feeling stressed. Right? Nah, you don't need that. You need to free yourself. But you know what is going on? Enough time we don't justify toxic behavior or relationship. Because it becomes from someone who we love. So we don't justify it because in our mind, the energy is already working. The ancestors is already working. But we just, again, be naive because it's somebody what we love. So it'll be like, nah, man. Even though I ain't saying this, no, man. I'm going to stay with it. And then after the witch don't know how to play the game, when they're playing emotionally, because why? They know you're emotionally attached. So once you come through that portal, they got you. You know what I mean? And that's it. And even though when a couple of things happen and behaviors and arguments and different reactions and you're seeing a couple of things, even though your mind again tell you, hey, this thing is toxic for you, this is toxic behavior, you need to get out of the relationship. You're still being naive because all you thinking is, this person, I love this person, or this person love me. You know what I mean? But those things come from lack of experience. When you're naive, that's the meaning of naive. And lack of wisdom and lack of judgment. But once you got wisdom and knowledge and you have experience, I mean, you could be able to see through the eye of a needle. You know what I mean? So just because someone is like kind to you, ain't mean that it's good for you. You know? Not everybody who laughs with you is with you. We all know these sayings, right? So we have to know the different tactics about the witches, so they don't have no evil grip over our life. Meaning now, let me go back even further. We need to stop being naive and wake up from sleep. Become awoken. Yeah. And there's where we're gonna defeat all the evil grip. When people start to be awoken and start being naive to what's going on in the world around them, in the news, media, everything, about history, about who we are as a people, everything, if people could just stop being naive, what will happen? From naive to awakening. You know what I mean? Yeah. The evil, breaking the evil chains, the evil grip of the witches, of the parasitic deities, right? Of all the lies, of all the deceive, that all the years, how much years they deceive men. We born in a world where it seems like this is how it's supposed to be. They ain't deceiving us. Why? I just said, what's the sole purpose of an evil person? Is to deceive people. Yes, so, so we have to know that everybody who laughs with you is with you. And everybody who kind with you means the best for you. So the witches thrive in confusion. It's the next thing we need to know. The witches, they love confusion. For many to see somebody like confusion or always causing confusion, then you don't know that person is a witch. By the fruits, you're going to know them. Ain't by what they say, it's by the actions. You're going to know them. So, they love confusion. And the other thing to keep your eye on, once like confusion enters into a relationship, it means that something unclean is working. So minute you see, because the witches, they like confusion. And also for the people who got a relationship, for the minute you see like some confusion start up in your relationship, you have to know that something unclean is working at the moment, has entered into our relationship and is working. Don't play with that. Don't play with it. Don't mash up your relationship. Don't mash up years of love. Don't mash up your family home. Be aware of these things and be spiritually discerning. Because the witch is working overtime, trying to keep us in this evil grip. But don't worry. Once you're walking, you're breaking all the chains. You understand? Many witches feed your emotions to starve the spirit. You see, I'm trying to explain that there's a lot of things to do with emotions. There's where they strive the most too. The emotions. And then they love the confusion. They thrive in confusion and they like to feed the emotions, to starve your spirit. Bring on a low frequency. Bring on a low vibration. You check of the self. Yeah, man. Bring on a low state of self. You check. Because you're all kind of depression, all kind of anxiety, doing all kind of dumb, all kind of, everything was dumb in the book you're doing. Everything was stupid you're doing. You sit down and ask yourself, you're asking yourself, but how you doing these things, boy? I was there now. I talking true life story, or this is my story I talking, Okay, good. Also want hearing the message in this video. Yeah. So they just feed off of your energy. Like they just feed your emotions. Feed your emotions to starve your spirit. Yeah, feed the emotion all kind of craziness. Because then they don't know your spirit. That's it. Because your spirit, don't hear it. You want to starve your spirit. Which means what we got to do? We got to feed our spirit. You understand? With spirituality, rituals, praying, spiritual bath, food offerings, right? Water offerings, right? Studying, teaching, singing, drumming, all kind of stuff. So you don't know how it is. Be careful of people who always want you to depend on them. Yes, yes. So this is the one you need to watch out for. The people them who always want you to depend on them. Most likely is a witch who is trying to block your growth, and it's for sure is a witch. You know what I mean? But you need to be careful of people who always want you to depend on them. By all means, they just want you to depend on them. Then you're supposed to run far from that person. Then you're supposed to don't know that person, unclean spirit in them. That's a witch or wizard trying to put you in an evil grip. Right? Because once they have you in an evil grip, they know they block your growth. Don't forget, dependency replaces destiny. So once you get dependent on somebody, just remember what you just do. It's like you just sell your destiny to the person. So don't forget, depend on yourself. Independent. Yeah, just know that video coming, the 14 principles about self. So sure to stay tuned for that one. And this is what I'm talking about, right? Don't forget, dependency replaces destiny. So don't be dependent on people, because then you're selling your destiny. And all of us have destinies. Since we born, we have people who trying to snatch our destinies. Yes. What you think we have people like, different type of people who came along, the different type of people. Say from Martin Luther King to Marcus Garvey to Malcolm X to all the different people. Bob Marley, Fela Kuti, all the people. The people them down in Africa, Dr. John Henry Clarkson, all the people, all the great pioneers, all the great African pioneers. What do you think you have in all the people? And even us right now, so as me, Rabenu, and the different people who's on the YouTube and different platforms, bringing the spirituality, bringing the word of the ancestors. Why? Why you think? It's to break the witch evil grips over many of our lives. Women lives, our lives. Because guess what? Men and women, we is the future, and we have children. So if we damage, don't forget what will happen to our children. So this is the healing process. And what are we trying to do? My main focus and aim is to expose the evilness. So people could stop being naive and get awoken. Wake up from the sleep. See things for what it is. Call a spade a spade. That is how I got awoken. When it was time with my mother, I was such in an emotional kind of vibes because she's a witch. She had me in that kind of emotional vibes. Because why? Attachment, emotionally attached. And that's what? Trying to justify this toxicity, this toxic behavior in her. While now, right, you're naive. But when you got awoken, you start to ask yourself questions. Hey, you ever got love from your mother? Your mother ever hug you? Your mother ever kiss you? You start to ask yourself, hey, crucial questions. You call this is critical thinking. They call it critical thinking. This is like critical questions, bro. There's where you realize that, hey, bro, something going on. There's where I start to get awoken to what is really going on. And my father, he hugged me. He called me enough time, scratchy back, there's that, hug me, there's that, we're going to, you're going outside, there's that. Let me call a spade for what it is. We in relationship with women or a man with a woman, we're not feeling love. Why you there? My mother tried to hit me with this kind of thing. Years complaining that she ain't getting no love from my father. My question to her was, why did you stay with him? Why? And even in this time, why does people be doing these things? It's not normal. Do not watch these things as it's normal and all people trying to work on relationship. You cannot come back from spilled milk. That's it. Once you got a bottle of milk or like a bottle of juice and you put holes in it, you can't start, if you start getting a bunch of holes, you can't hold all the holes. Eventually everything all the juice on just run out. So once something done gone bad, it gone bad. And you just have to know that was a lesson to learn and keep moving on. But people just tend to stay with each other, right? Because they don't discern when love or meeting somebody or And that happened to me, or even making a child or going to bed with somebody. And you just see how much problems has come out of these things, because of what? Not discerning. So my people, we have to learn to have a spirit of discernment so we could discern what is good and what is bad, and also see the tactics of the witches, right? And break their evil grip over our life. Let me stop being naive. So yes, my people, I'm going to stop right here tonight. This is the one what I wanted to share, from naive to awakening, breaking the evil witch's grip over many of our life. And we need to break it, right? We need to break it. It's stopped by our generation, not the next generation. Don't let the next generation have to come and do our work. Please, let me do the work so they could be liberated and free in a new earth, right? In a new vibes. So yes, my people, thanks for tuning in to Ocean of Truth. This is your host, Rob Bernu, and I'll see y'all in the next video.